Okay, so our first video is how to prune a peach tree. Now, we're going to go through and you take a look at your peach tree. One of the first rules of thumb on a peach tree when pruning it is that the fruit is born on last year's wood. That's very, very important. So, let's say you have a peach tree that's been in the ground for at least 3 to 5 years. What you want to do is go out to the tree and take a look and see the new growth that was produced from last season. Then, what you want to do is prune it back 1/3. Now, how do I know what the branch looks like as far as new growth? New growth on the tree is usually purplish in color on the cane of the tree. And so, if you come back 1/3 on that branch, you'll see where the buds are on for the peach tree. By pruning it back 1/3, then you're going to encourage that fruiting process to you'll have a better fruiting process. Now, what's very, very important that you do prune the fruit trees. And in the case now we're talking about peaches and nectarines because they're both pruned the same way. You want to remove any dead wood that's inside the canopies of the trees. Any wood that doesn't have any any life to it. And how do I know if the branch on the peach tree is dead before I get ready to remove it? Very easy. Go ahead and scrape away at the outer bark of the little twig and see if it's green in color. If the twig is green in color, that's an indication that the tree has life right there. That green color that you're looking at is called cambium. That's actually the life of the plant. Now, what you want to also do is prune out any crossing wood that's going through the center of the tree, and you want to take out any dead wood. So far, there's 3 things we need to remember when we're pruning our peach tree. Prune back 1/3 of last year's growth, prune out dead wood on the inside of the tree, and prune out crossing wood from the inside of the tree. Excuse me. Next, what you want to do is make certain that at the base of the tree that there's mulch at the base of the tree. And I know we're talking about pruning, but keep in mind there's also a few other things you have to do aside from just pruning the peach tree. So make sure there's mulch at the base of the tree. Mulch is very, very important because why? It's going to keep a lot of weed activity down. Very important. Also, it's going to insulate the soil. So you want to get your plants off to the right foot. Pruning is a very, very important function of fruit trees. And since we're talking about peaches and nectarines, very important. Make certain you also take off the old fruit that might be harboring on the tree from last year. There's certain pest problems that you'll find associated with peach trees and nectarine trees that will remain on the tree when the new flower and the new leaf, flower, and fruit form. So you want to get rid of that old fruit that's going to be on the tree. Finally, what you want to do is take off any water sprouts that might be growing underneath the canopy on the tree. Prune those back, and because it's very important that we start the growing season off for the peach trees with a nice clean tree. Very important that the peach trees are pruned prior to bud break. So here we are in February. We haven't had bud break yet. And what do I mean by bud break? Well, it's when the little buds start producing a new leaf. And you want to really pay attention to that because timing and windows of opportunity in the Southern California landscape or in any landscape when growing fruit trees is very important. You don't want to start pruning fruit trees after they've broken bud. It's a little late. You want to have it all done prior to bud break. Now, I'm going to be putting captions on my YouTube videos describing specifically what I talked about. So all you have to do is follow along on the captions, and you'll say, oh, you can take it out into the field, take a look at it as you're doing it, and actually read along, and you can look at the trees and see what I'm talking about. And that way, and I've learned something throughout the years, that it's easy to learn by doing. So with the YouTube video going next to you and looking at the peach tree, you can say, I see what he's talking about. So, what do we now know? We're going to go through, we're going to take out the crossing wood, we're going to take out the dead wood, and we're going to prune back 1/3 of last year's growth. Okay? We're going to take out the water sprouts off the base of the tree. And the water sprouts are the little spindly growth coming off the base. And finally, we're going to put mulch down underneath the tree to protect the roots of the tree, to insulate the soil, and to keep that soil as weed-free as possible. The next part of this talk, when we get into the post-pruning care, will be use of dormant oil. And it's very, very important that you use dormant oil on your fruit trees after you've done your pruning cycle. One more point I want to bring out is that you want to get everything done up until your bud break season. So here we are in February. Get as much, all your trees pruned up until, say, March. And then by that time, hopefully all the pruning work is completed, because then you got to start pushing the trees to get them ready to produce this year's crop. So, it's been my pleasure putting this together for you. I'll be putting captions on this video. Enjoy the captions. At the end of this video, there'll be my contact page as far as my website and also my Facebook. I welcome your comments, and have a great growing season with the fruit trees. Thank you very, very much.